This is DDS. We're your hosts, Blake Melton, Bradley Newberry. Matthew Parker is recovering from the turkey coma.
Turkey and dressing and all the fun that came with it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, other pie.
Various pies. Various pies?
Yes.
Whatevs.
Welcome to the NFL picks. We always begin with the hometown Tennessee Titans. They're taking the ambulance.
God, yeah.
The medical unit.
Yep, they're taking up a whole floor of the hospital.
They're going up to New England.
Jeez.
And flying
the MASH unit up.
Oof. And it's an 8-3 Tennessee Titans team at a 7-4 New England Patriots team, which this makes it sound like a marquee game, but because of situations, I don't think so. Maybe not.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to say. The Titans continue to confound everybody. They beat teams that they're not supposed to beat, and then they lose to teams that they're not supposed to lose to. But that's been a hallmark of the Mike Vrabel era. So,
correct. This is a classic Vrabel game here.
It really is.
A Vrabel win.
Yeah.
This is exactly what he does in this spot every time.
It is. I mean, the Titans looked bad last week. They looked really bad. And now they're having to go to a place that's hard to play at in New England.
And Parker says, don't forget that Vrabel is 2-0 against Belichick.
I mean, look.
The stats are the stats.
They play well as an underdog. They really do. It's almost like they have to have the world against them in order for their talent to actually come through for them to play as a team. But the play calling has to be better. Tannehill has to be better. The running game has to be better. They just have to be a better team all the way around. They're going to have to lean on their defense. They're going to have to figure something out with the running game so that they can make Tannehill better. The injury report hasn't been kind to the Titans all year. It's not stopping now. I mean, good Lord, like you said, we are literally packing up a C-130 full of injured Titans and taking them up to New England.
And guess who else is not on the plane? Because it happened after we did our reaction show. Sleepy AP is gone.
He gone. So they
too tired.
They waived him. They put him back in the nursing home, and they signed Golden Tate.
Oh God!
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, Golden Tate's not the best receiver in the world, but honestly, he can't get there fast enough for me. Honestly, at this point, our wide receiver core it's taking up half the hospital right now.
So you're saying if I thought that Jacksonville's wide receiving core was horrible, take a look at what you've got?
Yeah,
because it doesn't get any worse than Jags.
We are full of practice squad players.
Well, I don't have quite that.
I mean, it's amazing to me. I mean, A.J. Brown is still questionable with some kind of chest injury. I don't know if he had a separated rib or cracked sternum or what.
Ouch.
Which I'm sure it's painful either way. But, I mean, I've read that Golden Tate's going to get some opportunities returning kicks. I don't know how well he knows the playbook to be able to actually go out there and run plays. I mean, apparently Tannehill was telling all the receivers where to go anyways. But, I mean,
Parker can literally hear this from the club level. He's telling the receivers where to go.
So my thing is, maybe, I mean, he is a veteran, so I mean, maybe there's certain plays that you can put him in on that maybe he could be effective on. I don't know. But right now, it's not so much about the wide receivers as it is we've got to get the running game going. Deontay Foreman is still out. He got hurt too, apparently. I didn't realize that. But Hilliard looked pretty good. What's that? McNichols. He's still out with a concussion. He's questionable to be back. So we're going to be piecing together yet again another running back situation.
Before either one of us jump to picks conclusions here, let's listen into what Parker says. Vrabel is 2-0 against Belichick. And this is the type of spot where the Titans have won all year. The world is picking against them. The Titans have won every game they've been picked to lose this year. But the injuries are just too much. The Tennessee Titans desperately need a bye week. So he likes the spot. He just does not like the situation.
He thinks that it's stacked against him too much.
And I said on our reaction show, I said, I guarantee you this guy will be picking him. And I was pointing at the empty spot for Parker.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, and we flip the script over to the Patriots, it literally said no injuries to report.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference. When it comes to November, December football.
Huge difference.
But the Tennessee Titans have earned the right to be 8-3. Congratulations. You put yourself in a good spot to be able to absorb something like this for a few weeks. I don't think that your playoff spot, your playoff hopes are in danger. Now you may not get the number 1 seed after all the dust settles, but you're in. I still don't see a way that you lose the AFC South. I guess it's mathematically possible, but it's even as the Jags fan, I see it's highly unlikely. Yeah.
Highly unlikely.
Parker says he unfortunately has to go with New England here, but he wouldn't be shocked if the Titans win again because they've won all year in this spot. But he's going New England. That's his official pick.
So, I mean, as of the recording of this, I think the line has moved to a touchdown.
It started at 2.5.
Yeah, like we talked about, the Titans, for whatever reason, really do well with their backs against the wall, with the world against them, when nobody's believing in them. I hear what Parker's saying there. If the Titans are going to win this game, it's going to be behind stellar defense. And we have to figure out something on offense. I don't know what that is. It's got to be schemed. It's got to be planned out. It's got to have something to do with a decent running game. But you mentioned that the Titans had earned their 8-3 record, their top spot in the AFC. They earned their playoff berth, in your opinion. I also think that they have earned the right for us to question that they're going to lose this game. Their tendency is to win these types of games in these situations. It's a hallmark of the Vrabel regime or era that we lose to teams we're not supposed to lose to, but then we turn around and we beat teams when everybody thinks we're going to lose. Yes, the injuries are bad. Yes, the injuries really are a huge disadvantage for us. But in my mind, and I am 100% admitting I'm looking at this through two-tone blue glasses here, I have no reason to think that anything is going to change. We knew they were going to lose a game like the Houston Texans game. We knew that that's their tendency. But we also know that this is their tendency. I know how it looks. I know it looks like a homer. I think they're going to pull this one out. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be an ugly one. I think this is going to be a field goal game. 27-24, two-tone blue, all the way.
So here's what I know. Ryan Tannehill, you have earned the right to be, statistically, the quarterback that's thrown the most interceptions in the league. I think if I was betting anything, it'd be a prop bet that you're going to throw another one. The problem is because of Derrick Henry's absence, he's clearly having to force it. Now, he was throwing interceptions before Henry got injured, but I think it's more magnified now. Good news is you're playing a rookie quarterback. The defense gets a chance to scheme up against Mac Jones and a rookie. I mean, I saw how that went with Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a plus situation. Special teams, maybe a slight lean on the Patriots. I don't like that Chester Rogers was doing the bumbling thing, but
he didn't fumble.
Whatever he didn't touch it.
He didn't get they hit a knuckle punt and it he tried to get out of the way and it hit him in the foot when he was trying to block the gunner.
But remember, guys, don't listen to me. I'm 2-9 picking the Titans games straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I picked the Titans last week, and as we went off, I said I probably cursed them. So my bad. I'm going New England here, 23-13, and my prop bet is Tannehill throws another pick.
You know what that means? Two-tone blue all the way, baby. Two-tone blue all the way.
Let's take a little flight down to Duval. Because I've got a matchup that they might just win. The 4-6 Atlanta Falcons visit the 2-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions combined in his last 3 games. Man, Blakey's got to be licking his chops for this matchup, right?
I don't think it has anything to do with Trevor Lawrence. I think it's, again, we keep saying this, it's a poor scheme for the NFL. Hats off to Trevor Lawrence for not just throwing the ball up. Hats off for not getting sacked 15 times a game and just throwing the ball away. Look, I'm not ever going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars as long as Urban Meyer's there. But they should win. The Falcons are bad right now. Like, Matt Ryan is not Matt Ryan anymore.
I'll tell you what
the game that I saw him play last week looked awful.
I'll tell you what they've got that I don't believe the Jags can cover. Rookie Kyle Pitts.
Can anybody cover that?
It's scaring me, man.
He's the second coming of Megatron.
Because what the Jacksonville Jaguars defense has been doing here the last few weeks, which earned them a victory over Buffalo, but a lot of blitzing, which means on the backside, man-to-man coverage. I don't know who's going to run with Kyle Pitts in my secondary. I mean, am I going to see Miles Jack chasing him with his arms up, blaming somebody else? I mean, it's
just tackle him. Just tackle him. Hope you don't get the call.
My fear is they're going to try to scheme up a bunch of blitzes, and it's going to be one-on-one, and Pitts is dancing around somebody. But can Matt Ryan get him the ball?
I don't know. I mean, what I've seen from Matt Ryan, it's questionable whether the ball's going to get there. But then again, this year in the NFL, it seems like there's so many quarterbacks that if they see a defender running with a wide receiver, they just underthrow the ball, and it's a guaranteed DPI. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Every time.
And then the Jags tight end that they traded for, old Dan Arnold, they loved him so much they didn't even throw him the ball last week.
Seems like a great investment. It's because that's
the scheme.
That's the scheme. The scheme doesn't. I don't think they utilize their tight ends. I didn't know they had a tight end. Right. I mean that's where they put Tim Tebow in the preseason, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
because they don't utilize it very much.
Gosh, let's hope that James Robinson can run a little bit on his bum ankle. Maybe old man Marvin Jones Jr. catches a couple of passes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a quintessential pool noodle game right here.
Maybe LaVisca.
I mean, honestly, yeah, why not? Just let him rumble. Maybes. Let him rumble.
Cordero Patterson, maybe he's going to play and just have 800 yards against the Jags.
Well, that is... Cordero Patterson is the worst fantasy player to have, in my opinion. He'll either get you 0 points or he'll get you, or you'll get 152. But you never know. He's just one of those Swiss Army knives that just does everything out of the backfield and slide, the out wide, everything. So.
Here goes Parker's take. Falcons have scored 3 points in the previous 2 games and haven't scored an offensive touchdown in 9.5 quarters.
That is so terrible.
He says, look for them to get it going. After a mini bye week, the Falcons will soar over the Jags.
Yep.
He doesn't even think it's close.
I mean, look, this is going to go, it's going to all go one way or all the other. This is not going to be a close game. One team is going to blow out the other.
Oh. I don't think
I say blowout. It'll be a 2-score game. It'll be a 2-score
I don't
game.
think the Jags can do that.
So with that being said, I think Atlanta's got more weapons. I think they've got a better situation. So I think it's going to be Atlanta.
All right.
But it would not surprise me if Jacksonville could beat them.
I'm going to lean on your pool noodle and hope Matt Ryan throws it to the wrong team just enough.
Totally possible.
For the Jacksonville Jaguars to get their third win, 20-16 over the Falcons.
Totally possible. Totally possible.
Our game of the week is the Los Angeles Rams at Green Bay. The Rams coming in off a bye week. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is coming in after showing his COVID toe to everybody on national media. What is that?
It's a phenomenon with COVID. Nobody really knows. There's all kinds of little things that come along with it, but COVID toe it's a real phenomenon.
And something's making this line jump. It went from Green Bay to now the Rams are favored by 1. It's up and down all around.
The COVID toe thing should not affect the line. I don't know though. I mean, these lines are jumping a lot these days.
Maybe it's based on bets and money, like Parker talks about.
Really and truly, I think what it comes down to is Los Angeles Rams find themselves on the outside looking in out there in the NFC. So I think this is.
When did that start? Because I know when. When the Titans went in and punked their asses on national TV.
And in our preseason show, I mean, we talked about it. Any of those teams out there could be, they would dominate in the AFC. Any of them. Like almost all those teams over there in the NFC are 7-3, right? Is it Arizona is 8-2?
Yeah.
Something like that. There's one of them that has 8 wins, but
Arizona.
It's just such a good division out there that I think this is an opportunity for Los Angeles to get right in a big way, getting a big victory over Green Bay in Green Bay.
Are you afraid of the Odell Beckham Jr. thing? Don't forget, he's there. He's had a week to.
It's a wild card. It's a wild card for sure. It scares me being in Green Bay. It really does. But I think that this is a spot where Matthew Stafford can go out. He can kind of get himself right, get the team right, lead the team to a victory, a big victory. I think this is going to be another very entertaining game. I think this is going to be another one of those 33-31 games that ultimately is going to be won by the Los Angeles Rams.
All right, Parker's take. He says the Rams are healthy. And who the hell knows what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? He might be too busy with Pat McAfee to even play this game.
Jeez.
The Rams bounce back after a bye week.
Hey, I know where he's not been busy. It's on this show. Come on, Aaron. Let's talk. Tell me about your toes.
Let's hear it.
Sorry.
We've got another podcast you can be on too.
Yep.
You hungry?
We'll send you a beer.
Thursday?
Some hot sauce.
That's right. So we got Rams. I'm simply just going to go with the home team here. I don't really have a great analysis over it, but
I think it could go either way. I think this is going to be a very entertaining game. A lot of offense.
Maybe it's just my further trying to prove to these two that Matthew Stafford wasn't all that in a bag of chips that you two were saying at the beginning of the year. So give me the home team, Green Bay, 27-24, Blake's classic field goal game.
There you go.
Underdog time. Parker will begin. He's going to ride Kirk Cousins out west. They're visiting the San Francisco 49ers. He says the Vikings are a top 7 team. They have been leading every game by at least 7 points. Look for them to straight up knock off the 49ers by 3 in San Francisco.
Yep. I think Kirk Cousins has a hot hand right now. I'm going to ride that with him. I'm going to go Vikings.
I like it. I mean, I have Cook. It seems like I have the whole Vikings roster on my fantasy team with Cook and Jefferson and Cousins, who I sat for Russell Wilson. I like it. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh visiting Cincinnati. AFC North game. It seems like Cincinnati's in that prove it type situation. And it doesn't just seem like that Big Ben and Coach Tomlin want to let it go yet.
Okay.
I mean, the AFC North is singing it, the Frozen song, Let It Go. But Pittsburgh will not let it go. And Pittsburgh will win straight up.
Okay.
28-23.
We'll see if Mr. Joey Football has anything to say about that.
Pittsburgh by 5.
Oh, okay.
Best bet time. We can pick underdog or favorites. Parker is sticking with the same game I just mentioned. He's going Pittsburgh plus 4.5. So they're the underdog, getting 4.5 points. He said, insert what I said last week, a Tomlin rah-rah spot. Also a major revenge game after losing to the Bengals earlier this year. I believe Pittsburgh may just win straight up. Give me Pittsburgh plus 4 is what Parker says.
Okay. So I am going to go to the Carolina-Miami game right now. Carolina's favored to win by 2. I think that they're going to probably... It's going to be more like a 7 or 8 point victory, in my opinion. I think the Cam effect is going to be big here. I think, I think they easily cover that too.
Cam, would you like to just open your jersey once and have DDS under your jersey?
That's what you need.
All you have to do is hit this guy up.
Come on, man.
I got you. Get you whatever you want.
Whatever size you need. Hoodies, whatever.
I'm going to Monday Night Football, and all of us kind of said we like the spots where good quarterbacks are coming off of losing, and Russell Wilson was in that spot last week, but now he's lost again. Maybe he's not quite all the way back from his injury, but I'm going to stick with the trend of good quarterbacks coming off of a loss, and in this situation, I find myself a good quarterback off of back-to-back losses against a Washington football team secondary that's highly questionable. I think they're maybe the second worst in the league. For my own selfish fantasy purposes, my best bet is Seattle plus 1.
Okay. Jeez. A lot of analysis there. I like it. That's a good one. That was a good show. I like that. Man, football is weird this year. That's for sure.
So I ask you in parting, who all is coming back from New England healthy? Will they be able to field a football team?
I mean, like Parker said, they desperately need the bye week. But my pick, I'm hoping that they ride momentum through the bye week. That's what I'm hoping for. Get a big victory, ride it through the bye week.
And get to January. Your big dog's coming back.
You just gotta limp there. That's all you gotta do. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us on this our NFL Pick Show. Join us on Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. Tell us what you think. Are the Titans going to be able to pull it off? Do they have enough players even to be able to pull it off? Can they put something together on offense? I don't know. All remains to be seen. Any closing thoughts?
I'm expecting a victory this week. It's a rarity. I'm expecting it. Let's go.
Falcons will soar two-tone blue all the way. You guys be well.